Now we're going to talk about overseeding. We're going to start by looking at a lawn that is in very good condition, very healthy, lots of turf, but still needs to be overseeded as we like to continue to top up the seed bank within the soil. When you're dealing with a healthy lawn such as this, there's three ways that we can overseed. We could use our rotary spreader here, we can slit seed, or we could aerify and then rotary spread into the holes that are created. Usually a slit seed application or an aerification application is done by a landscaper, or those machines you can rent at a local rental company. If you do not have access to those, you can still use our rotary spreader here. I'll just use my hands for an example. But when your lawn is thick, like the one we're dealing with, and you spread your seeds over, you can see how they get hung up on the leaf blade. So what you're looking to do is if you're going to apply with a rotary spreader, you need to apply right before a heavy rain. That way, the heavy rain, not a light rain, the heavy rain is going to knock that seed down to this layer here, where we can get seed to soil contact. Once again, three ways to overseed into a thick, healthy lawn: rotary spreader, before a heavy rain, slit seed, or aerification. We're going to talk about overseeding into bare areas or an area that has been fixed already but needs a little help. As you can see, this lawn here has a garden extension removed and reseeded. It looks like it was seeded in the heat of the summertime and has struggled. So we're gonna overseed this today and go through a few simple steps to help you. Before we start, on the back of all our bags, you will see steps to overseeding. It says when to seed, why to overseed, the soil preparation, the use of a starter fertilizer, which we can talk about later, applying the seed, and then watering the seed. So to get started, we're going to take our seed, we'll dump it in the hopper, not too full, halfway is fine. Set our bag aside. If you would like, you can see that there's some weeds here. You can hand pick or cut out those weeds if you like. If not, they're fine to stay. There's also some small rocks. We recommend that you pick these out the best you can. But once again, if you feel the need not to, that is okay as well. They just get very hard on your mower if they pop up and they hurt the blades in the mower. You want to give the area a light rake to remove any debris, such as this. See how by doing that, we remove some dead thatch, we remove some garden rocks that looks like came from the garden, another big stone there. It just helps to remove any debris. There's some mulch and sticks before we start. Once the area is prepped, we're good to seed. A couple things to mention real quick around a garden is that with a rotary spreader, the seeds will do this. So you have to be very careful around gardens. If you spread seed into this mulch right here, it will find its way down eventually and will seed and make a mess of your garden. I have the luxury on this professional turf spreader to put down a garden flap to prevent the seed from going into the garden. But if not, you're best to stay away if you can and just hand seed along the edge. What we don't want to do is start from a standstill. You can see when I open this up, the seed tends to sit on the hopper. But as you can see, no seed came out there. So like we said before, with fertilizer spreader settings, I had that set at about my finger width. I'm gonna open that up a little bit. Since none came out, I'm gonna move it 2 or 3 letters or numbers in this case. And I'm gonna open it back up. Now see how seed came out and fell? We're gonna be good to go. Before we start, we always wanna be moving. Open it up, give it a bounce. Sometimes it bridges. And once again, I went over this area, but as you can see, and I can tell from my blue color seed, I didn't get very good coverage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my spreader and I'm gonna open that up a little more. So I'm gonna open that up a couple more letters. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna do it again. So as you can see this time, more seed has come out. Now you can see by the close-up the Speare seed and our blue color Kentucky bluegrass. It doesn't look like a lot of seed, but that is enough seed to overseed this area. You can go over it again. It's not going to hurt anything. We never want to see this. That is obviously too much seed. But anywhere, that would be about the max seed we would want to see in a seeding application. We would never want to see this. That's too much. So we're going to ruffle that around. But once again, take a look at that color-coded seed. It really helps to see where you've been. So the next step to this now, if you wanted to, you could top dress lightly with some triple mix or some clean topsoil. And if you didn't want to do that, you could start to water it. Watering instructions are on the back of the bag. The biggest thing with watering is you want it to be light and frequent when seeding. As your lawn transitions into what we see back here, into that healthy lawn, then you can start to water heavier and infrequently. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to move this seed around so it puddles and creates pockets of seed like that because the water has moved. So light and infrequent. Even if it rains, you should always continue to water until your lawn is to an establishment, which is anywhere from 21 to 30 days.